Metropolis once more. Dignitas Bischu is our Swedish Zerg spawning on the top side of this map. You know, Ben, I love all our videos, but I feel like it's been so long since we actually cast StarCraft. I feel like this is a whole new start of the night. Do you know that feeling?
I can't believe Dan said he has better rhymes than me.
I don't know. I think you're both pretty bad at this whole.
It down.
Wow, an
NASL rap battle.
No. Everybody in the MC in the NASL building. No, that doesn't really roll with the tongue very nicely. In any case, I would pay.
In any case, it'll be the most awkward thing ever filmed and broadcast at the NASL. I think that's going to happen next week. The gauntlet has been dropped.
I'm sure Froden will accept the challenge. Froden has a lot of hidden talents, man.
I think there's a little bit of OG in Froden.
Yeah,
somewhere hidden away.
You know, he has a little bit of a ghetto past as well. He told me where he grew up and stuff, like from the straight out of the streets of Jersey.
Running from the cops every day.
Yeah, man. You guys don't know, but Froden was like an Asian gang leader.
Slivko took over Brazil after Froden took over Harlem.
There have been movies about Froden. In any case, Ben, Vibe was even mentioned in the North American scene update by Froden, as he just once more performed pretty well in the North America versus Caspa / whatever. Everybody was playing against each other, but in any case, Vibe did pretty good. He didn't have a positive record, but he was still once more one of the best North American performing players.
I'm sorry, I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit confusing when you look at it, no? Like,
yeah, like it is. It is.
I tried to see you, like, who did he really play? Okay, he played a lot of Caspa guys.
He played everybody.
In any case,
Vibe versus the World Show Match Series.
Yeah, no, his record wasn't fantastic, but still one of the best performing North American players. I want to say Zerg, but players. And it's not a first thing. Vibe is consistently one of the best North Americans, Ben. So that is why Vibe is my pick to still win this series. I have this feeling you're gonna disagree with me, but I pick Vibe.
You would pick Vibe. You do, of course, root for root. I love the root guys. I love Vibe. Great player, great dude. And he did a fantastic job of charging the NASL batteries, driving that exercise bike while he was here. But Bischu, Kevin, has a PvZ style all his own. We're already seeing some of it unfold here as he has gone for the one-gate fast expand. And this is an unorthodox style that Zerg players just aren't used to playing against. I think it's going to throw Vibe off. I think Bischu takes this series.
I don't think it throws him off all that much, Ben. He didn't even really well, he scouted the front, and I guess he can sort of puzzle the timings together. But I kind of like this opening already for Vibe, Ben, as he's taking a pretty quick extractor, so I think he's going to get quick speed. It's not super quick, though. It could have been quicker, which would have been even worse for Bischu. As Bischu, Ben, he did scout. He doesn't know about the extractor. He's going to rally his first stalkers across the map. Now, this is something that I've been experimenting a little bit with on the Heart of the Swarm beta as well. But you have to be so careful, because if enough links get out and speed kicks in, this can get really dicey.
Oh man, and dicey situations are not situations that stalkers like to find themselves in.
No, man. Stalkers avoid dicey situations. Wow, this is 5 gates already. Bischu, this is going to be the quick... Wow, this reminds me of Soccer versus Dongray Gu once, where Soccer went for super quick 6 gate. Ben, he has 6 gates right now while he has 24 probes. I know you're a fan of unique builds.
Not even 6 minutes.
I know you're a fan of unique builds, Ben, but this is 6 gates on 24 probes.
Bischu is pulling out all the stops, Kevin, and there is very little chance that Vibe is going to...
Oh my god, he's going to warp in so many zealots. He's not even mining any gas right now, Ben.
Oh, and they're going to come right down on the third base. Now, here's the thing. Vibe is going to take some serious damage here. He'll probably lose that third hatchery.
Yeah.
But as long as he can stabilize, if he can clean it up and start to bounce back... Look at where he's putting this second pylon, by the way, Kevin.
Yeah, I've seen it.
The one in the natural. You're never going to spot this one, Vibe.
Oh, it doesn't work. Creep spread. No. Well, Ben, here come the first zealots, and as you mentioned, Vibe is probably going to end up losing this hatch. That's just inevitable. I really think Vibe is going to make a mistake if he's going to try to save it, Ben, because I think just so many zealots are going to be warped in. This is also decent positioning so far for these zealots. Oh, this is going to get dicey, Ben.
But Vibe can let this go. He has the... Yeah. Whoa, actually, he doesn't have the big worker lead. It's 25 drones to 24 probes. That makes this very sketchy. This hatch is going to go down almost without contention. Lings do manage to sneak out and kill the Stalker.
What a sick build, man.
I'm telling you, man, Bischu has the builds. Bischu brings the builds, Kevin, and already Vibe is struggling just to find an answer for the Zealots alone.
Well, speed is almost ready, Ben, but it's 26 links against 14 Zealots.
Are you serious right now? Now, there is a spine crawler. It's going to help a lot. Bischu's
22 links on the way.
Oh, if he just targets the hatchery, he's going to make a big mistake. Bischu, this is perhaps the wrong move. Now he is going to go ahead and fight as a couple more zealots do stream. He's going to kill all of Vibe's Zerglings. More lings streaming in. More lings hatching.
I think this is fine right now for Vibe.
Spine's going to save the day. Vibe made a critical mistake targeting that hatchery. Bischu. I made a critical mistake targeting that hatchery for so long.
All right, Ben, 8 minutes into this game, and we have 24 workers against 24 workers. Another big Zealot warp in, which is a mistake by Bischu, because all these Zealots, I think, are going to die. Well, not now, but...
man, Zealot's pretty good against Zerglings. This is forcing Vibe
16
to make
more lings on the way, though.
many lings.
Yeah, but that's fine if he ends up killing all the Zealots.
Now, there's no cannon back at home, Kevin, and Bischu can't... He doesn't have any sort of defensive mechanism against a big ling counter, so...
all these Zealots are going to die, and I think he shouldn't have made that warp in.
If we look at resources lost, we can see that Vibe has been more cost-effective than Bischu.
I must say, mad props to Vibe for dealing with this in the way that he did. Yes, he did end up losing this hatchery, but overall he had a pretty good idea, and getting that speed on time was so crucial. And having that one spine crawl over here as well bought him so much time. Because without that extra wave of 22 links, he would have been in a world of trouble. And while he was losing this hatchery ban, he was so active with his links, picking off a pylon over here, picking up that probe over here, he picked up these pylons, which really made a world of difference, because otherwise it would have been so much harder.
Now the real question right now becomes, what is Vibe's transition going to be? If we look at the workers tab, we can see that he's behind economically. He is going to run across with these roaches and whatever are roaches and lings, I should say. I did see a roach, right?
There was a roach.
There's a roach.
Where is the roach? Let's tell the story of this roach. We're gonna follow. We were gonna follow his lifeline very closely.
This is the lonely roach.
This is gonna be like
the
Zergling
that was. Him yet?
This was the Zergling that was born as a roach, but. Just really
the ugly duckling. Can he grow up and become an Ultralisk? Probably not. We'll see. We'll be keeping tabs on this roach.
No, I'm gonna follow this roach.
Beelzebub the roach.
How?
Beelzebub.
Maybe it's Babe Ruth.
The Bambino?
Yeah, the Bambino roach. How cool would it be if this roach actually snipes an Immortal in this game?
Yeah, the Babe Ruth roach would solo Immortal.
Vibe is gonna sacrifice an Overlord because he probably has no idea about what's going on so far in this game, even though he made almost all the right calls. More roaches are in production, Ben, but I'm gonna follow this roach.
What has Vibe seen? If we look at the vision of the roach, we can see that it is not all that much, Kevin. He has no idea that the Robo is there. Looks like Bischu's transition might be an Immortal push.
Yep, which doesn't surprise me. 42 workers against 44, and I think Vibe's going to deal with this just with lings and roaches, Ben. There is no forge, though, so we should never forget that, Ben. No +1 is pretty crucial.
Yeah, it's going to make these Zerglings a lot more effective than they otherwise would be. Vibe also scouted not only the Robo, but also the Immortals. He saw that when he poked up with those lings. That's why we're seeing him produce a lot more roaches, as well as getting roach speed and starting to upgrade. Warp Prism is on the way for Bischu. That's going to give him so much strength in his ability to reinforce this army. But I feel like Vibe should have all the tools he needs to shut this down.
Yes, but it's still going to get tough, though. But he is making enough roaches, and with these links as well, Ben, he might be able to delay Bischu quite a bit. Yes, Bischu did renew the wall, but forcing forcing defensive warp-ins is always annoying. This is so good.
Are all on cooldown.
This is really awesome. It's going to be warping a sentry, but we know how long it takes for one sentry to kill all these links.
I don't think the sentry was necessarily the right choice. As he's gonna want to, I think he's gonna want to make some zealots. Oh dear, this first gateway is almost certainly going to fall. Pylon's also taking a ton of damage. At the same time, Bischu is pushing forward with his army, but it's gonna get completely surrounded by roaches. No force fields being cast at all. Finally, some force fields do go down, but that's a great engagement for Vibe, pushing Bischu back hard. And Bischu is crumbling here as the lings do break through. Finally, some zealots will be warped in to ultimately complete this defense.
I think the roach fell, Ben.
No.
Yes.
The roach Bino?
Yes. He was alive for a little while, but as you mentioned, Ben, perfect play by Vibe over here. He's going to pick up that Stalker as well. But just with these links, Ben, he made Bischu's push so much weaker because he's forcing a lot of defensive warp-ins. And that's always what you want to do. If there's a guy with no forge, you want to force defensive warp-ins. And that's exactly what Vibe did. Vibe is really displaying some close to perfect Zerg play once more.
Beautiful decision making from Vibe. Immortals will kill all these roaches, and Vibe's gonna be careful not to overextend here because he's droning really hard behind this. Does not have much army supply backing this up. More drones going in.
Didn't have to crush Bischu now at all, as Bischu is still on 2 bases, has no forge. His army is not gonna get stronger than it previously was. It might get a little bit bigger, but by then Vibe should even have a much bigger and stronger army, as upgrades are still rolling for him. I believe he's 1-0 on both the roaches and the Zerglings. Oh, actually, the Zerglings do not have 1-0 yet. They're still on 0-0.
Warp Prism is out on the map, but they're going to be spotted by this Ling on the Zelnaga tower, so Vibe can start preparing for that. We do see more units going down on the production tab. Still no upgrades for Bischu, and that's probably going to be the defining feature of this game. You're not going to win when you're at 0-0 upgrades against a Zerg with +2 and any number of units.
And Infestors are on the way as well, Ben, and considering the fact that this Gateway army is still at home, I do think we are going to see some Infestors joining the fray. Has to be careful as well, by the way, with this Warp Prism, Ben, because Infestors, well, okay, they're not here yet. It's going to take quite a while.
But they will be here soon, and if Bischu sticks around for too long, I don't think he can afford to lose a Warp Prism with 2 Immortals inside of it. Bischu is going to push out once again. Grand total of 4 Immortals with Zealot, Sentry, Stalker. He's going to have one final chance to make something happen here in this game, but this is going to be the hardest push yet, as Infestors give so much depth to Vibe's ability to defend.
What I really like, Ben, is to see more Lings. We already have 48 Lings, so I guess that's more than enough, actually, because this is 5 Immortals. It's so Immortal heavy, and there's so few Zealots, and there is no +1 either, so Lings are better than ever.
Those are
Fungals.
Force fields. The Fungals are going to be the real killer here, though, as Vibe just going to crash into this army. A lot of damage dealt on both sides, but the problem is Bischu's not going to be able to sustain this push after taking that kind of damage. Here's the second wave of attacks, and I think Bischu will clean up, or will be cleaned up, I should say.
Oh, well, I mean, Immortals do not die yet, but 16 roaches are in production, and that's the real key to this battle. Vibe is doing this so well, man. He just handles every single fight so well. Nice pickup there by Bischu, but I'm afraid it's a little too late.
Yep, too little too late, as the roaches will clean up the last of the Stalkers and the Immortals, and Bischu has to know that that's all she wrote. 54 supply remains against Vibe, who has played this game almost flawlessly. 140 supply.
I really don't want to sound like I'm talking Vibe Hop so extremely much, and of course he's a root player as well, but I really feel that this has been such an unusual game, and it's so easy, Ben, to make wrong calls in unusual games. The only mistake he made was losing a few roaches and Links too many over here after he won that first fight. He didn't have to do that, but after that, and before that as well, I feel like he did almost everything right.
Man, Bischu really never quits. He's got 9 gates. He's still warping in, and he's going to go one last time. Vibe's just going to go into base race mode, and it's not a race that Bischu has any chance of winning.
Layer tech is on the, Hive tech is on the way as well. Bischu's going to wall off his main. Vibe is going to retreat. He doesn't really have to go for a base trade.
I think going back might be a small mistake. We'll see how it works out.
Wow, that fungal. It's going to help. He's going to renew that fungal, Ben. He just needs to put it on one more time, and all these sentries will die. And that also means that this Gateway army will get cleaned up very easily. More sentries being wiped in.
What is Vibe doing with his army?
I think
he's parked out in the middle of nowhere. He's kind of forgotten about it. Bischu's continuing with this. I mean, Vibe should recover. I mean, there's really very, very little chance that Bischu makes something happen here, but he is getting a lot more mileage out of this than I thought he would. He's up the ramp now, and if he continues to warp in sentries, he's going to stay up that ramp. I mean, the main base of Vibe's going to take tremendous damage, and Vibe now realizing that he does have to sort of reinitiate base race mode.
As you said, it was a little while that army was sort of inactive, but he still has so many roaches, man, so many Lings. I can't see this going wrong. Bischu's pretty much mined out in his main base. That's going to be his only base.
Templar? Like if he kills the Hive?
Yeah, but he wiped in so many sentries throughout the entire game, and he never had a Twilight either, so it's very unlikely. But yeah, 1 DT.
Very unlikely, not going to happen.
Even though I think he would lose all his buildings before 1 DT would deal the damage he needs to.
Bischu is going to back off after killing 2 hatcheries. Vibe kept an okay number of drones alive. He's got 32 drones left. I cannot believe Bischu's still trying to do something here. He's going to send the Warp Prism back to pick up probes. Oh, wow. Does he have an observer?
Never give up, never surrender, man.
No, he doesn't have an observer. I was going to say he could potentially relocate to the island, but with no observer, he can't do that.
Relocate.
Prism will save 2 probes. But you know what, Kevin? The army has been cleaned up. It's all over. GG gets called. Bischu showing us That same crazy style that we talked about at the beginning of the show. You just never know what you're going to get with Bischu.
6 gates, man, on 24 pros, but it hits
6 minutes.
So quick, 6 minutes.
6 minutes. It was sick.
Man, that's the rise quicker than my 4.
That's why I think he's exciting to watch. He does go down 0-1. Vibe with beautiful
awesome
play from beginning
really
to
awesome.
end. It is so hard to read a game like that because you know you have to fit in drones, but you're just not sure when. You're just not sure where.
Yeah. I think taking that early extractor was the best thing he could have possibly done.
And you know, you have to kind of ask yourself, did he do that because he knows of Bischu's reputation?
It's Bischu, man. And also he scouted it a little bit. He scouted the front and he knew there was something going on in the main. So unless he went All-Star where he builds the forge in his main, it was going to be a quick gate opening. But crazy game, man. I enjoyed it, though.
Fantastic game. That was brought to you by Kingston HyperX. You can check out their full line of solid-state drives and RAM over at kingston.com. Go give them a visit today. We're going to play a short commercial. Then we'll be back with game number 2, Bischu versus Vibe.
After that.
After that.